there.
Well, more than 9 years after 4 Lakewood police officers were gunned down in a coffee shop, the case has still not been put to bed. In a state Supreme Court decision that was filed today, justices ruled one of the suspects could not be retried for aggravated murder for his alleged role in the November 2009 killings.
Find the defendant guilty.
Dorcas Allen was the alleged getaway driver for gunman Maurice Clemens. In the original trial in 2011, a jury dismissed aggravated charges against Allen, which would have triggered an immediate life sentence. Instead, the jury found him guilty on 4 counts of first-degree murder, and he was sentenced to 420 years in prison. But in 2015, Allen appealed that sentence on grounds of prosecutorial misconduct. In this case, the court said prosecutors repeatedly gave the jury an incorrect definition when describing whether Allen had knowledge of Clemens's plans that morning. So the Pierce County Prosecutor's Office refiled the original charges of aggravated murder. Allen's attorney objected, saying that violated double jeopardy rules since the original jury had declined the aggravated charges. The High Court agreed, saying in part, quote, "The question before us now is whether Allen can be tried a second time on the aggravating circumstances. The trial court ruled that he cannot, and the Court of Appeals agreed. We hold that retrial on the aggravating circumstances is barred by double jeopardy principles and thus affirm." Tonight, Pierce County Prosecutor Mark Lindquist told me over the phone, quote, "We are considering our options. This case is important to the community and the legal issues are significant. Therefore, we may ask the United States Supreme Court for review. We start from scratch in a new trial. With aggravators, it's a mandatory life sentence. Without, the judge has enormous discretion to impose a much lower sentence."
So Lindquist also told me he thinks this is a crime that calls for a life sentence and that there is disagreement in similar cases all across the country. And that's why he thinks it might be time for the High Court to finally weigh